What's up, everybody? Welcome to Among the Fence, my YouTube channel where I do music reviews. My name is Aaron. Today we're checking out the new album, The Place After This One, by the metalcore, post-hardcore band Underoath. This is the 10th studio album from the band, or their third album after they reunited. The first one being Erase Me, which came out in 2018, and honestly wasn't really that great. It had been 8 years since the band had been together. And if you're looking at Disambiguation, and then you go to Erase Me, their sound was pretty much gone. All the originality that the band had was missing. They did kind of manage to turn things around, though, in 2022 when they released Voyeurist. My only complaint for the album was that they released half of it as singles. So yeah, the excitement of when the full album came out wasn't really there. The first half of Voyeurist, though, is pretty much perfect. It's very different from their original sound, but like the new Underoath that we were hearing was actually becoming a little bit more acceptable, to say the least, and they showed that they could still write bangers. And then they released the first single for The Place After This One. It was titled Teeth, and it was different, I guess you could say. It was very experimental. The verses are mostly just synth and drums and Spencer's clean vocals. It's kind of boring, though, not gonna lie. The chorus is very abrupt and it's heavy. It has a basic riff. It just feels out of place. Like, people are gonna get excited. They're gonna be like, yeah, it's super heavy, but it really isn't. It's just a wall of sound and a bunch of production just taking over all the music. It's almost like they're trying too hard. Like, Underoath used to be super original, and a lot of their music was just different from everybody else's, and it was very organic. And just hearing this single, it just isn't there anymore. Like I said, they're trying too hard, and they've just lost it. And I feel like that's something that they accepted on Voyeurist, and they're trying to move on at the same time. And they're kind of in a weird place, because then they released Survivor's Guilt next, and things got even weirder. I'm probably going to say that word a lot, weird, because it's just what works. So yeah, I apologize ahead of time. They're still relying on a lot of synth and drums. The verse is just a bunch of weird sounds. The chorus has some corny chanting in it. And like I said, it's just weird for the sake of being weird. The only redeeming part of this song is the outro, and even then it's just barely. All the Love Is Gone follows the same kind of formula with synth and drums and weird verses, a very boring instrumentation in the chorus. The hook is actually pretty good in a generic sounding like every other band kind of way. The breakdown is alright, but it's not really anything worth getting excited about. And then they released Generation No Surrender, the opening track for this album, which is actually pretty dang good. The intro and the verse sound like something that could fit right in with Define the Great Line or Lost in the Sound of Separation. The chorus isn't really that good, but the rest of the song is just so Underoath, you can't help but love it. The breakdown is worth getting excited about this time around. And just when we lost all hope going through all the singles, now we're just kind of confused more than anything else. Devil starts things off with kind of like house party vibes. The verse isn't bad, but the lyrics are dumb. So because of that, it makes it kind of bad. The pre-chorus thing is a little weird with a lot of like electrical sounds going on, and then the actual chorus is super repetitive and boring. However, the second time it comes around, it's actually really good. The production eases off of the pre-chorus, and the chorus sounds super euphoric. So with that said, when you listen to the song a second time, it actually is so much better because you can see the progression. Like, the first time I heard it, I was like, this song kind of sucks. And then you get to the end, and you're just like, whoa, this is good. So then this is a song you need to listen to twice. That way you kind of know what's coming, and you can put the pieces together, and it just works really well. And I would say that for like an electric band, like Electric Callboy, maybe, a band that uses like a lot of synth, a rock band that uses a lot of synth, this is a good song. But for Underoath, it's okay, I guess. You just know that they could do so much better. And that's not saying Electric Callboy is bad. It's, I just put Underoath at a higher level because I just know that they can. And then we have the song Lost, which goes back to the same kind of riffs that we heard in the opener. It sounds fantastic. The chorus isn't really good, though, and the lyrics and bouncy rhythm make it kind of hard to take it seriously, and the breakdown kind of feels out of place. This song is good, but it feels like something that they wrote without like any intention of it being in the album. It's just something that they kind of came up with and they just decided to throw it in. And then There Was Nothing is a pretty heavy track. The riff is super aggressive, as are Spencer's vocals. The meaning is great, but some of the lyrics, they're a little cringy, but you can kind of look past it. I even liked the synth that was in the breakdown. I thought it sounded really good. My only issue with this song is that I wish it was longer, because we just need more stuff like this. This is a perfect way for Underoath to blend all the sounds that they're trying to do, and they did it so good in this one song. And then we have the song Shame, which keeps the heat going, at least until you get to the refrain, with heavy effects on Aaron's vocals. It sounds more like a 40s like top pop song thing. The chorus isn't really bad, but it still feels dull. The drums in the breakdown are sick. I just wish they would have kept going all the way through the outro. Aaron's drums on this are so freaking good. It's just kind of few and far in between, and I would say that on Shame, throughout the entire song, they're stellar. They just need to power through the rest of the song to really make it feel exciting and make the transition feel just a little bit better, I think. But then we have Spinning in Place, where Aaron does more than make up for it in the intro / chorus part. The verses are mostly drums and vocals, but they sound so freaking good. I absolutely love the flow of this track. There's nothing wrong, like I said, with them using production and synth as long as they do it right. And I feel like this is another like perfect song of them doing that, where it was kind of missed on some of the other tracks. And then we have the song Vultures, which features Troy Sanders, where he pulls it off here too. The verses have such a good build-up flowing into the pre-chorus. It lets the bridge feel so much bigger. The lyrics are still a little lame, but the verses aren't really, musically, they're not that bad. They sound pretty good. It's not really as good as I know that they can do, or, you just know Underoath is so good at writing songs when they put their mind to it and they just let things happen organically. But I don't know. I just feel like this song could have been a little bit better. Troy Sanders, his feature in the bridge is fantastic. I'd say that it just needed a little bit more substance, specifically in the chorus. I feel like it would have helped just because it's so repetitive. It kind of, I don't know, like on my second time listening to this song, instead of getting better, the chorus just made me want to skip it instead. And Cannibal has a weird kind of mixture of all the sounds that we've heard on this album so far kind of put into one thing, but it has like a pop punk-esque kind of verse to it that I enjoyed. It just took me a few times of listening to this to not dislike it anymore. It just became all right for me though. The chorus is just so silly. The bridge is cool and I like the outro a lot. It's just the rest of the song wasn't quite that memorable. And then we have the closing track, Outsider, which is to me one of the better songs that this band has written. The first chorus holds back and it is phenomenal. I just wish they would have went a little bit bigger with it the second time, just to drive the emotion and all the feelings that they're trying to get out. They're trying to drive it home. It's a good closer, but it just made it feel a little anticlimactic. This was honestly a decent album. It's nowhere as good as I feel like Underoath can do. They were like a little experimental, but again, it just feels like they're trying too hard, where their creativity used to come naturally. And now it just feels a little forced. And I feel like Voyeurist is a good example of it coming a little bit more naturally for them. I'm sure a lot of people are still going to love this album. There's some bangers on here, some really good tracks. It's just kind of few and far in between. However, I will say when I disliked most of the singles that came out as singles, they made a lot more sense in the context of the whole album. It does flow a little bit better. And even though I still hold on to what I said for them as reviewing each single first, it just it does sound better in the context of the album, but it just isn't really there musically. It's still just weird. It feels a little too try hard. So yeah, because of that, I gotta give The Place After This One by Underoath a 6.8 out of 10. But I want to know what you guys think. I'm really curious because I don't think most people are going to agree with me. I feel like I was really hard on this album, but I just had a hard time really getting into it and enjoying it for what it was, like I did with Voyeurist. So yeah, it just put me off a little bit. So leave a comment below letting me know what you thought of the place after this one. Let me know what you would rate it and what your favorite song is. Also, if you enjoy this video, don't forget to give it a like. Helps out a lot with YouTube's algorithm. And if you want to support me further than that, don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell icon. That way you don't miss out on any future reviews or New Music Fridays or any other shorts and reviews and stuff I have. So yeah, it just helps me out a lot. Helps out with the algorithm, and it'll keep my videos popping up in your recommended section. And yeah, just thank you guys so much for taking time out of your day to listen to me sit here and talk about music. And I hope you have a good rest of your day or night whenever you happen to be watching this. And I'll talk to you next time.